Practice makes perfect.
Hey Emma, have you read any interesting books lately?
Oh, definitely. I just finished The Silent Stars by Sarah Jenkins. It was captivating.
Sounds intriguing. What did you like most about it?
The character development was outstanding. You really connect with the protagonist's journey.
Nice. I'm looking for a good read. Any other recommendations?
Absolutely. Echoes of Eternity by Michael Turner is a must-read. The plot twists are mind-blowing.
I'll add it to my list. By the way, any recent movies you enjoyed?
Yes, I watched City Lights last night. Charlie Chaplin's classic. It's timeless.
Please like and subscribe our channel. It will help us to grow.
Classic indeed. Do you usually prefer books over movies?
It depends on my mood. Sometimes I crave the depth of a book, other times the visual appeal of a movie.
Interesting. How do you feel about movie adaptations of books?
They're hit or miss. Some capture the essence, while others disappoint. The Shawshank Redemption is a rare gem, though.
True, that's a masterpiece. Do you ever reread books or rewatch movies?
Oh, definitely. I've read Pride and Prejudice at least 3 times. And Inception is my go-to movie when I need a mindbender.
Solid choices. Do you ever write your own reviews?
Not always, but I do leave reviews on Goodreads or IMDb if a book or movie leaves a strong impression.
Good practice. How much does a review influence your decision to read or watch something?
Quite a bit. If a friend recommends a book or if I read positive reviews online, I'm more likely to give it a try.
Makes sense. Ever joined a book or movie club?
I was part of a book club last year. It was a great way to discover genres I wouldn't have picked up on my own.
Any book from the club that stood out?
The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. The imagery is enchanting.
I'll check it out. How do you feel about spoilers in reviews?
Hate them. I want to discover the twists and turns myself. What about you?
Same here. Spoilers can ruin the whole experience. Have you ever been disappointed by a highly recommended book or movie?
Yes, unfortunately. The Lost City had rave reviews, but it didn't live up to the hype for me.
That's always disappointing. On a different note, do you prefer physical books or e-books?
I love the feel of a physical book, but e-books are so convenient, especially when traveling.
True. Do you have a favorite reading spot?
My cozy nook by the window with a view of the city. It's perfect.
Sounds wonderful. Moving on to movies, do you have a favorite genre?
I enjoy a good mystery or thriller. Keeps me on the edge of my seat.
Nice. Any favorite director?
Christopher Nolan. His storytelling and visuals are unparalleled.
Agreed. Now, what about guilty pleasures? Any guilty pleasure books or movies?
I secretly enjoy cheesy romantic comedies. They're a guilty pleasure for sure.
Nothing wrong with that. How about adaptations? Do you read the book before watching the movie or vice versa?
I try to read the book first. It gives me my own mental images before the movie influences them.
Smart. Do you ever read reviews after finishing a book or watching a movie?
Absolutely, especially if the ending leaves me with questions. It's interesting to see different perspectives.
Any book or movie that changed your perspective on life?
To Kill a Mockingbird had a profound impact on my views on justice and empathy.
A classic with timeless themes. How do you discover new books or movies?
A mix of recommendations from friends, browsing online platforms, and stumbling upon hidden gems.
Serendipity at its finest. Any favorite bookstore or movie theater?
There's a quaint bookstore called Pages and Prose, downtown. Love the ambience.
Sounds charming. Do you ever participate in reading challenges or movie marathons?
Occasionally. I did a reading challenge last year and discovered some amazing books I wouldn't have picked up otherwise.
That's a great way to broaden your reading horizons. What's the last book or movie that made you cry?
The Fault in Our Stars gets me every time. The emotions are so raw.
Heart-wrenching indeed. Any favorite fictional character?
Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird. His moral integrity is inspiring.
A true literary icon. How about movie soundtracks? Do you pay much attention to them?
Absolutely. A good soundtrack can enhance the movie experience. Hans Zimmer's work is phenomenal.
Spot on. Do you prefer standalone books, movies, or once part of a series?
Both have their charm, but I do love the depth a series can provide.
Agreed. Are you more into fiction or non-fiction?
I lean towards fiction, but a well-written non-fiction book can be just as captivating.
Variety is key. Any books or movies that helped you through tough times?
The Alchemist, by Paulo Coelho, and The Pursuit of Happiness, starring Will Smith. Both are incredibly uplifting.
Great choices. How do you organize your bookshelf or movie collection?
I have a system. Fiction and non-fiction are separate, and within each, it's alphabetical by author or director.
That sounds neat. Do you lend your books or movies to friends?
I do, but I'm a bit protective of my favorites. They come with a stern, handle with care, warning.
Understandable. Changing gears, do you ever attend book signings or movie premieres?
Occasionally. I got my copy of The Silent Stars signed when Sarah Jenkins visited our city last month.
That's a priceless souvenir. Any book or movie that you think is overrated?
Twilight. It had its moment, but the hype was a bit too much.
Fair point. How do you feel about movie reboots or book adaptations?
It's hit or miss. Some reboots bring a fresh perspective, while others feel forced.
True. Do you have a favorite book to movie adaptation?
The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Peter Jackson did an incredible job bringing Tolkien's world to life.
Epic choice. Do you prefer to read the book first, then watch the movie, or the other way around?
Definitely read the book first. The details in books are often more nuanced.
Agreed. Now, getting a bit hypothetical, if you could bring any fictional character to life, who would it be?
Hermione Granger. She'd be the perfect study buddy and problem solver.
Smart choice. If you were to write a book or screenplay, what genre would it be?
Probably a mystery novel. I love the suspense and plot twists.
Exciting. How do you feel about audiobooks or movies on streaming platforms?
They're convenient, especially when multitasking. Audiobooks are great for long drives.
Totally. Do you have a favorite quote from a book or movie?
It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. Dumbledore in Harry Potter.
Wise words. How about books or movies that you think everyone should read or watch at least once?
To Kill a Mockingbird and The Shawshank Redemption. Both are powerful in their own ways.
Classics for a reason. Do you have any favorite book or movie related memories?
Reading Harry Potter with my mom when I was a kid. It sparked my love for books.
That's heartwarming. Now, if you could meet any author or actor, who would it be?
J.K. Rowling. I'd love to hear about her journey in creating the magical world of Harry Potter.
A fascinating choice. How do you feel about book to movie changes? Are you forgiving or critical?
It depends. Some changes enhance the story, while others leave me scratching my head.
Understandable. Now, do you have a favorite book cover or movie poster?
The cover of The Night Circus is enchanting, and the poster for Inception is iconic.
Aesthetics matter. How do you balance reading and watching movies with other hobbies?
It's all about time management. I schedule dedicated slots for reading and movie nights.
Smart approach. Any upcoming releases you're excited about?
I can't wait for the movie adaptation of Dune. The trailers look promising.
It does look epic. Now, if you had to live in the world of a book or movie, which one would it be?
The magical world of Harry Potter. It would be a dream come true.
Sounds like a fantastic adventure. Lastly, any advice for someone starting a book or movie review blog?
Be honest and passionate. Share your genuine thoughts, and readers will connect with your authenticity.
Emma, have you ever been part of a book or movie club discussion that changed your perspective on a particular story?
Yes, our book club had a heated debate about the ending of Gone Girl. It made me appreciate the story from different angles.
Interesting. How about unpopular opinions? Is there a popular book or movie you didn't enjoy as much as others?
The Great Gatsby didn't resonate with me as much as it does with many. I found it a bit overhyped.
Fair enough. Do you have a favorite bookstore or movie theater snack?
Popcorn is a classic movie snack, but I love grabbing a cup of coffee from the bookstore cafe while browsing.
Nice combo. Moving to book adaptations, what's your take on movies that significantly deviate from the original book?
It can be frustrating, but if the changes enhance the cinematic experience, I'm willing to overlook them.
That's a balanced view. How about literary or movie awards? Do you follow them, and do they influence your choices?
I keep an eye on them, especially if a book or movie receives multiple awards. It does pique my interest.
Good to know. Do you have a favorite fictional world that you'd love to visit?
The whimsical world of Alice in Wonderland. It would be a curious and adventurous experience.
A magical choice. Do you ever revisit childhood favorites, either in books or movies?
Absolutely. I recently rewatched The Lion King, and it brought back so many nostalgic memories.
Nostalgia is a powerful thing. Any book or movie that you recommend to lift someone's spirits?
The Princess Bride is a timeless classic. It never fails to bring a smile.
A feel-good choice. How do you feel about book or movie merchandise?
I love it. A good bookish mug or a movie-themed t-shirt adds a personal touch to the experience.
Personalized touch indeed. Do you have a favorite movie quote that you find yourself quoting often?
Here's looking at you, kid, from Casablanca. It has that classic charm.
Classic indeed. Now, any book or movie that you wish had a sequel but doesn't?
The Book Thief, by Marcus Zusak. I'd love to know more about Liesel's life after the events of the book.
Intriguing choice. Do you have a favorite book or movie-related holiday tradition?
Every Christmas, I reread A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. It's a tradition that brings warmth and reflection.
That sounds like a cozy tradition. How do you feel about book-to-movie adaptations of your favorite childhood stories?
It's a mix of excitement and nervousness. I want them to do justice to the magic I felt as a child.
Understandable. Do you ever attend book or movie-themed events in your city?
Yes, there's an annual literary festival I attend. It's a fantastic opportunity to meet authors and discover new books.
Sounds enriching. Now, any book or movie that surprised you with its ending?
The Sixth Sense completely caught me off guard. The twist was brilliantly executed.
M. Night Shyamalan is known for those twists. Do you prefer books or movies that make you think or those that are pure entertainment?
A bit of both, actually. I enjoy a thought-provoking story, but sometimes, pure escapism is necessary.
Balance is key. How do you feel about book-to-movie adaptations that age characters up or down?
It can be a bit disconcerting, especially if it changes the essence of the character. But if it serves the narrative, I'm open to it.
Flexibility in storytelling is important. Moving to genres, do you have a favorite subgenre within books or movies?
I love historical fiction in books, and in movies, I'm drawn to science fiction.
A diverse taste. Any favorite book or movie from your childhood that you'd recommend to kids today?
Matilda, by Roald Dahl. It's a timeless tale of empowerment and resilience.
Classic choice. How about book or movie cliches that you find endearing or annoying?
I find the chosen one trope a bit overused, but when done well, it can still be enjoyable.
True, execution matters. Do you prefer books or movies set in real locations, or do you enjoy fantasy worlds more?
It depends on my mood. I appreciate the realism of real locations, but a well-built fantasy world is hard to resist.
Variety keeps things interesting. Now, if you could rewrite the ending of any book or movie, which one would it be?
Romeo and Juliet. A happier ending for those star-crossed lovers would be a nice change.
A classic tragedy. How about adaptations that surpass the source material? Any examples that come to mind?
The Godfather is often cited as surpassing the novel. The film's impact is undeniable.
An iconic film indeed. Now, do you have a favorite book or movie series that you can revisit over and over?
The Harry Potter series. It's like revisiting old friends with each reread.
A series that truly stands the test of time. And lastly, any book or movie that you think deserves more recognition?
The Secret History, by Donna Tartt. It's a brilliant novel that doesn't get as much attention as it deserves.
Emma, how do you feel about book-to-movie adaptations that take creative liberties with the plot or characters?
It can be risky, but if the changes serve the storytelling and maintain the spirit of the original work, I'm open to it.
Good point. Now, when it comes to movie sequels, do you prefer them to stay true to the original or take the story in new directions?
It depends on the story. Some sequels benefit from staying true, while others thrive with a fresh perspective.
Agreed. Do you ever explore foreign films or translated books for a different cultural perspective?
Absolutely. Pan's Labyrinth and The Shadow of the Wind offered unique perspectives I wouldn't have encountered otherwise.
Great choices. How about book or movie genres that you initially disliked but later found appreciation for?
I wasn't a fan of horror, but The Shining changed my mind. The psychological aspect fascinated me.
A genre can surprise you. Do you have a favorite book or movie quote that serves as a personal mantra?
In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Martin Luther King Jr.
Powerful quote. Now, any book or movie that made you pick up a new hobby or interest?
Julie and Julia inspired me to try my hand at cooking. Julia Child's passion was contagious.
That's a delightful influence. How about book or movie settings that you wish you could visit in real life?
The beautiful landscapes of New Zealand in The Lord of the Rings make me want to explore Middle-earth.
A breathtaking choice. Moving to characters, do you have a favorite villain from a book or movie?
Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs. Anthony Hopkins' portrayal is chillingly brilliant.
Iconic character. How do you feel about book or movie franchises that continue for an extended period?
It can be a double-edged sword. While I love spending more time in a beloved world, it's crucial not to dilute the original essence.
True. Do you ever participate in book or movie challenges, like reading a certain number of books in a year or watching a film from every genre?
I did a 30-day movie challenge once, watching a different genre each day. It was a fun way to explore diverse films.
Sounds like a creative challenge. How do you handle reading or watching something with controversial themes?
It's essential to approach it with an open mind. Controversial themes can spark important conversations and reflections.
Well said. Now, any book or movie that you feel is a hidden gem, not widely known but deserving of attention?
The Nightingale, by Kristen Hanna, is a powerful and underrated novel that left a lasting impact on me.
Hidden gems are always worth discovering. Do you ever lend books or movies to friends with the hope of sparking a shared experience?
Definitely. Sharing a favorite story is like sharing a piece of yourself, and discussing it afterward is a joy.
A shared experience is special. Now, if you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be and why?
Atticus Finch. His wisdom and moral compass would make for a fascinating and enlightening conversation.
A profound choice. How about adaptations that introduce changes in the characters' physical appearances?
It can be distracting, especially if it deviates significantly from the image I had while reading. But if the essence is captured, I can adjust.
Adaptations walk a fine line. Do you ever rewatch or reread a book or movie multiple times in a short period?
If something leaves a strong impact, I find myself revisiting it to pick up on details I might have missed the first time.
Details can make all the difference. Now, any book or movie that you feel is a comfort read or watch?
Little Women, by Louisa May Alcott. It's like revisiting old friends and finding solace in their stories.
Comfort in familiarity. How do you feel about book or movie adaptations that add or remove characters?
It can be tricky. If the changes contribute to the narrative without sacrificing the original essence, it can work.
Balancing act indeed. Do you prefer to discuss a book or movie immediately after finishing it, or let it sink in for a while?
I like to let it sink in, allowing the emotions and thoughts to settle. Then, discussing it becomes a richer experience.
Patience adds depth. Now, if you could be a character from any book or movie, who would you choose to be?
Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice. Her wit and resilience are admirable qualities.
A classic character with timeless qualities. How about books or movies that explore social or political issues?
The Hate You Give addresses important social issues, and 12 Angry Men delves into the complexities of the justice system.
Thought-provoking choices. Now, any book or movie that you think could benefit from a modern adaptation?
Jane Eyre could be interesting with a modern twist, exploring the challenges women face in contemporary society.
A classic story with modern relevance. How do you feel about book or movie endings that are left open to interpretation?
I enjoy them. It allows for personal reflection and discussions with others who may have different perspectives.
The beauty of interpretation. Do you ever rewatch a movie or reread a book just for the sake of nostalgia?
Absolutely. Nostalgia has a way of transporting you back to moments that hold a special place in your heart.
Precious moments indeed. And lastly, do you have a favorite book or movie-related memory with friends or family?
Watching The Princess Bride with my siblings during family movie night. It became a tradition and a source of shared laughter.
Hey Emma, how's it going? Have you been keeping up with your fitness routine lately?
Hi Smith. Yeah, I've been hitting the gym regularly. It feels great. How about you?
That's awesome. I've been trying to stay active too. Do you have a favorite type of workout?
Definitely. I love doing yoga. It helps me stay flexible and relaxed. What about you, Smith?
I'm more into weightlifting. It gives me that adrenaline rush. Do you follow a specific diet along with your workouts?
Oh, absolutely. I focus on a balanced diet with lots of veggies and lean proteins. What's your approach to nutrition?
Please like and subscribe our channel. It will help us to grow.
I try to keep it clean too. High protein, moderate carbs, you know the drill. By the way, do you ever use fitness apps or wearables to track your progress?
Yes, I'm a fan of fitness apps. They keep me motivated. Do you have any favorite fitness apps or gadgets?
My go-to is an app that tracks my weightlifting progress. It's a game changer. How do you handle workout plateaus when they happen?
I mix things up. Trying new classes or workout routines usually helps. What's your strategy?
Similar. I change my workout routine every few weeks to keep things interesting. Hey, do you think cheat days are important?
Absolutely. They help me satisfy my cravings and stay on track the rest of the time. What's your guilty pleasure food on a cheat day?
Pizza, hands down. I can't resist a good slice. Speaking of cravings, do you take any supplements?
I take a multivitamin and fish oil. They help fill in the gaps. How about you?
I'm into protein shakes and BCAAs. They help with muscle recovery. Do you prefer working out in the morning or evening?
I'm a morning person. Early workouts set a positive tone for my day. What about you, Smith?
I hit the gym in the evenings. It's a great stress reliever after work. Do you set specific fitness goals for yourself?
Definitely. I find having goals keeps me focused. Right now, I'm working on improving my core strength. Any specific goals for you?
I'm aiming to increase my bench press max. It's a slow process, but progress is progress, right? Do you ever struggle with staying motivated?
Oh, for sure. On those days, I remind myself how good I'll feel afterward. How do you push through a motivation slump?
I think about my long-term goals and visualize the results. It helps me get back on track. Have you ever tried any unconventional workouts?
I did a trampoline fitness class once. It was so much fun. Ever thought about trying something like that?
I've considered it. Sounds like a blast. Do you pay attention to your mental health alongside your physical health?
Absolutely. I think they go hand in hand. Meditation really helps me stay centered. What about you, Smith?
I agree. I practice mindfulness to keep my mental game strong. Do you prefer outdoor or indoor workouts?
It depends on the weather. I love hiking when it's nice outside. What's your take on outdoor versus indoor exercise?
I like the gym for focused workouts, but outdoor activities are a nice change of scenery. Do you have a favorite workout playlist?
I'm all about upbeat pop songs during workouts. They keep me energized. How about you, Smith?
I have a mix of rock and hip hop. Anything with a good beat. Do you think social media helps or hinders fitness journeys?
It can be both. I use it for motivation, but sometimes it's easy to get caught up in comparisons. What's your perspective on that?
Agreed. It's a tool. As long as it motivates without causing stress, it's a positive influence. Have you ever tried a fitness challenge?
Yes, I did a 30-day yoga challenge once. It was a great way to build consistency. Ever thought about doing a fitness challenge?
I haven't, but it sounds intriguing. Maybe a month-long weightlifting challenge could be interesting. How do you handle workout-related injuries?
I listen to my body and take a break when needed. It's crucial to avoid making things worse. What's your approach to injuries?
Same here. Rest and recovery are essential. Do you prefer solo workouts or group classes?
I like both, but group classes have a unique energy. It pushes me to work harder. What about you, Smith?
I'm more of a solo workout person. I enjoy the focus and concentration. Do you have a favorite motivational quote that keeps you going?
Progress, not perfection. It's a reminder that every small step counts. Any favorite fitness quote for you?
Strength does not come from the body. It comes from the will. It motivates me to push through challenges. Do you use fitness challenges to reward yourself?
Absolutely. Achieving a fitness goal is my favorite reward. How do you celebrate your fitness victories?
I usually treat myself to a nice meal or take a day off to relax. What's your favorite way to unwind after an intense workout?
A hot bath and some soothing music work wonders for me. Do you have any pre-workout rituals?
I always make sure to hydrate and have a light snack for energy. What's your pre-workout routine?
Hydration is key for me too, and a quick warm-up to get the blood flowing. Do you ever find it challenging to balance work and fitness?
It can be tough, but I schedule my workouts like any other appointment. How do you manage the work-fitness balance?
I block out time on my calendar and treat it as non-negotiable. It helps me prioritize fitness. Do you have a favorite workout clothing brand?
I'm a fan of Nike. Their gear is both stylish and functional. What about you, Emma?
I love Lululemon. Their leggings are so comfortable for any type of workout. Do you ever incorporate mindfulness into your workouts?
Yes, I practice mindful breathing during cool downs. It helps me relax. Have you tried incorporating mindfulness into your routine?
I have. It's amazing how it enhances the overall experience. Do you follow any fitness influencers or trainers on social media?
I do, for workout ideas and motivation. Any favorite fitness influencers or trainers you follow?
I follow Chloe Ting. Her workout challenges are intense but effective. How do you handle days when you're too busy for a full workout?
I squeeze in a quick high-intensity interval training session. What's your go-to on busy days?
I do a short yoga session. It helps me relax and stay active. Have you ever tried a fitness retreat or camp?
Not yet, but it sounds like a great way to immerse yourself in fitness. Have you been to any fitness retreats?
I attended a wellness retreat last year. It was rejuvenating. Do you ever compete in fitness events or races?
I did a local 5K last summer. It was challenging but fun. Any plans for fitness events or races for you?
I'm considering a half marathon. It's a big goal, but I'm up for the challenge. How do you handle post-workout soreness?
I stretch and use a foam roller for recovery. What's your post-workout routine for sore muscles?
I take a hot shower and use a muscle recovery cream. It helps a lot. How do you stay consistent with your fitness routine during vacations?
I look for hotels with a gym or explore outdoor activities. How about you, Emma?
I try to incorporate activities like hiking or swimming into my vacation. It keeps me active. Do you ever experiment with different workout styles?
Yes, I like trying new things to keep it interesting. Have you experimented with any unique workout styles?
I did aerial yoga once. It was challenging but so much fun. Ever tried any unconventional workouts?
I haven't tried aerial yoga, but it sounds like a blast. Do you have any fitness role models?
Serena Williams is a fitness role model for me. She's not just strong physically but mentally too. How about you, Smith?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. His work ethic and dedication to fitness are inspiring. Do you ever take fitness vacations?
I haven't, but it sounds intriguing. A fitness retreat in a beautiful location would be amazing. Have you ever participated in a fitness challenge with friends?
Yes, a friendly fitness competition keeps things interesting. Have you done any fitness challenges with friends?
I did a 30-day fitness challenge with a friend. It was a great way to stay motivated. How do you handle days when you lack motivation?
I remind myself of my fitness goals and the feeling of accomplishment afterward. How about you, Emma?
I focus on the benefits to my mental and physical well-being. It helps me push through. Do you have any favorite fitness podcasts?
I enjoy listening to The Model Health Show. It covers a wide range of health and fitness topics. Any favorite fitness podcasts for you?
I like the Rich Roll podcast. His interviews with athletes and wellness experts are enlightening. Do you have a favorite post-workout meal?
A protein-packed meal with veggies is my go-to. What's your favorite post-workout meal?
I usually have a smoothie with protein powder, fruits, and almond milk. Do you prefer solo sports or team sports?
I lean towards solo sports. The solitude helps me clear my mind. How about you, Emma?
I enjoy team sports for the camaraderie. It adds a social element to staying fit. Do you have any fitness-related hobbies outside of traditional workouts?
I enjoy hiking and cycling. They're great ways to stay active in nature. What about you, Emma?
I like paddleboarding. It's a full-body workout, and being on the water is so peaceful. Have you ever done a fitness detox or cleanse?
I haven't tried that. Do you think fitness detoxes or cleanses are beneficial?
I did a short detox once. It helped reset my eating habits, but it's not a long-term solution. What's your take on fitness challenges that go viral on social media?
Some can be effective, but it's essential to choose challenges that align with your fitness level and goals. Do you have a favorite fitness challenge?
I enjoyed the 30-day plank challenge. It really strengthened my core. How do you stay motivated during the colder months when outdoor workouts may not be as appealing?
I switch to indoor workouts or try winter sports like skiing. What's your strategy for staying active in colder weather?
I do indoor workouts too, and sometimes I opt for winter hikes. It's a different but refreshing experience. How do you handle days when you just don't feel like working out?
I remind myself of the positive impact on my mood and energy levels. How about you, Emma?
I focus on the benefits to my overall well-being. It usually gets me moving. Do you ever use fitness challenges as a way to bond with friends or family?
Absolutely. It adds a fun and healthy element to our relationships. Have you done any fitness challenges with your loved ones?
I did a step challenge with my family. It was a great way to stay connected and motivated together. How do you deal with the pressure of societal expectations around body image and fitness?
I prioritize my health and well-being over societal expectations. What's your approach to dealing with societal pressures?
I focus on being the healthiest version of myself and try not to compare to unrealistic standards. Do you have any fitness-related traditions during the holiday season?
I like to participate in festive charity runs. It keeps me active and in the holiday spirit. What about you, Emma?
I enjoy holiday-themed workout classes. It's a fun way to stay fit and festive. How do you incorporate physical activity into your daily routine outside of dedicated workouts?
I take the stairs whenever possible and go for short walks during breaks. What's your strategy for staying active throughout the day?
I do quick stretching exercises and take standing breaks. It helps break up long periods of sitting. How do you deal with workout setbacks, like injuries or illness?
I focus on recovery and listen to my body. Patience is key during setbacks. How about you, Emma?
I take the time needed to heal and adjust my workouts accordingly. It's crucial to avoid pushing too hard. Do you prefer to work out at home or at a gym?
I like the gym for the equipment and atmosphere. What's your preference, Emma?
I enjoy the convenience of home workouts, but the gym has a unique energy. Do you follow any specific workout program or do you create your own?
I usually create my own workout routines. It allows me to tailor them to my goals. What about you, Emma?
I follow a mix of online workout programs. It helps keep things structured. How do you stay motivated when progress seems slow?
I celebrate small victories along the way. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. How about you, Emma?
I focus on the positive changes in my strength and endurance. It keeps me motivated. Do you have a favorite workout app for home workouts?
I use a high-intensity interval training HIIT app. It's great for quick and effective workouts. Any favorite workout apps for you?
I like a yoga app that guides me through different routines. It helps me stay consistent. How do you handle muscle soreness after an intense workout?
That's awesome, Emma. I've been trying to stay active too. Do you prefer working out at home or going to the gym?
I usually go to the gym. The environment there motivates me. How about you, Smith?
I mix it up, but lately, I've been working out at home. Saves me the commute time. What's your favorite type of workout?
I love a good spin class. The energy in those classes is contagious. What about you?
Nice. I'm more into weightlifting. Do you follow any specific diet to complement your workouts?
I try to maintain a balanced diet, lots of veggies and lean proteins. Do you have any favorite post-workout meals?
Grilled chicken and quinoa are my go-to. By the way, have you ever tried any fitness challenges, like a 30-day plank challenge?
Oh, those are intense. I did a squat challenge once. It was killer. Do you set fitness goals for yourself?
Absolutely. Right now, I'm working on increasing my bench press. What's your current fitness goal?
I'm aiming to improve my flexibility. Thinking of taking up yoga. Ever tried it?
I've dabbled in yoga. It's great for flexibility and relaxation. Do you track your workouts using any apps or devices?
Yeah, I use a fitness app to log my exercises. It helps me stay on track. How do you stay motivated on days when you just don't feel like working out?
I remind myself of the benefits and think about the progress I've made. Do you have any fitness role models?
Definitely. I look up to Serena Williams. Her dedication to both tennis and fitness is inspiring. Who inspires you in the fitness world?
Arnold Schwarzenegger has always been a fitness icon for me. His work ethic is unparalleled. Speaking of which, do you prefer morning or evening workouts?
I'm more of a morning person. Gets my day off to a great start. How about you?
I prefer evenings. Helps me unwind after a long day. Do you believe in cheat days when it comes to your diet?
Oh, absolutely. Pizza is my weakness. Do you have a guilty pleasure food?
Ice cream, no doubt. Do you think it's better to focus on cardio or strength training for overall fitness?
I think a combination of both is key. Keeps the body well-rounded. How do you handle muscle soreness after a tough workout?
I usually take a hot bath and do some light stretching. Have you ever tried a fitness class with a unique theme, like dance workouts or martial arts?
Yes. Zumba classes are so much fun. Have you ever participated in any fitness events or marathons?
I did a charity run last year. It was challenging but rewarding. What's your take on supplements like protein shakes?
I use them occasionally, especially after intense workouts. What's your favorite way to stay active on rest days?
I like going for a long walk or hike. Keeps me moving without intense exercise. Do you think it's important to have a workout buddy for motivation?
It can be helpful. I have a friend I work out with sometimes. Do you prefer outdoor or indoor workouts?
I like a mix, but outdoor workouts are refreshing. Do you have any favorite fitness apps or websites for tips and advice?
I follow a few fitness influencers on Instagram for quick workout ideas. How do you handle stress, and do you think exercise plays a role in stress management?
Exercise is a great stress reliever for me. I also practice mindfulness. Do you incorporate any mindfulness or meditation into your routine?
I'm trying to get into meditation. It's a work in progress. What's your go-to pre-workout snack?
A banana or some almonds usually do the trick. Do you pay attention to the number of steps you take each day?
Yeah, I aim for 10,000 steps. Keeps me active throughout the day. What's your favorite fitness gadget or piece of equipment?
I love my fitness tracker. It helps me stay accountable. Do you have any favorite fitness-related quotes that motivate you?
Your body can stand almost anything. It's your mind that you have to convince. How about you?
I like, the only bad workout is the one that didn't happen. It keeps me pushing forward. Do you have a favorite workout playlist?
I create different playlists for different moods. Music really pumps me up. What's your take on intermittent fasting for weight management?
I've tried it and found it effective. It works well with my schedule. Do you have any favorite workout attire or brands?
I love Lululemon for their comfortable and stylish workout gear. Do you prefer group classes or solo workouts?
I enjoy both, but there's something about the energy in group classes. Have you ever tried a fitness retreat or vacation?
Not yet, but it's on my bucket list. A yoga retreat in Bali sounds amazing. How do you handle days when you're just not in the mood to exercise?
I listen to my body. If I need a break, I take it. It's important to avoid burnout. Do you have any fitness-related superstitions or rituals?
Not really, but I do like to have a cup of green tea before my morning workouts. Do you think it's necessary to hire a personal trainer for effective workouts?
It can be beneficial, especially for beginners. I've worked with a trainer in the past. Have you ever tried a fitness app that gamifies workouts?
Yes, it adds a fun element to the routine. Do you believe in the concept of no pain, no gain?
To some extent. It's important to challenge yourself, but not to the point of injury. What's your opinion on trendy diets like keto or paleo?
I think it depends on the individual. A balanced diet is key, regardless of the trend. How do you stay hydrated during workouts?
I carry a water bottle and take small sips between sets. Do you have any favorite fitness challenges you've completed?
I did a 30-day yoga challenge once. It was transformative. How do you handle setbacks or plateaus in your fitness journey?
I reassess my goals and make adjustments to my routine. Plateaus are normal, after all. Have you ever tried a workout that was completely out of your comfort zone?
I tried a pole dancing fitness class once. It was surprisingly challenging but so much fun. Do you think it's important to have a consistent sleep schedule for overall health?
Absolutely. Sleep is crucial for recovery and overall well-being. What's your favorite way to unwind after a tough workout?
A hot shower and a good book usually do the trick. Do you have any favorite fitness challenges you've seen online but haven't tried yet?
I've seen some intense obstacle course challenges. They look tough but exhilarating. How do you handle cravings for unhealthy foods?
I allow myself a small portion to satisfy the craving, so I don't feel deprived. Do you think social media has a positive or negative impact on fitness motivation?
It can go both ways. It's about curating a positive and realistic feed. Do you believe in the effectiveness of home workout equipment like resistance bands or dumbbells?
Definitely. They're convenient and effective, especially for busy schedules. How do you stay accountable to your fitness goals?
I share my goals with friends, and we check in on each other's progress. Have you ever participated in a fitness class or event for charity?
Yes, I did a charity yoga class once. It felt great to contribute while staying fit. What's your opinion on fitness challenges that go viral on social media?
They can be fun, but it's important to prioritize safety and avoid pushing too hard. How do you manage your time to fit in regular workouts with a busy schedule?
I schedule my workouts like appointments. It helps me prioritize them. Do you have a favorite fitness book or resource that you recommend to others?
I enjoyed The 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss. It's packed with practical tips. Have you ever tried a plant-based or vegan diet for a period of time?
Yes, I tried a month of veganism. It was challenging but expanded my culinary horizons. How do you deal with muscle imbalances or injuries during your fitness journey?
I consult with a physiotherapist and modify my workouts accordingly. Do you enjoy outdoor activities like hiking or cycling as part of your fitness routine?
Absolutely. Hiking is one of my favorite ways to stay active. Have you ever used fitness apps that provide guided workouts with a virtual coach?
Yes, they can be helpful, especially when you can't make it to the gym. What's your opinion on the importance of warming up before a workout?
It's crucial. I always spend at least 10 minutes warming up to prevent injuries. Do you have any favorite fitness podcasts that you listen to for motivation or tips?
I enjoy the Rich Roll podcast. It covers a wide range of wellness topics. How do you stay motivated during the colder months when outdoor workouts might be less appealing?
I switch to indoor activities like dance classes or home workouts. Do you think it's necessary to change your workout routine regularly to see progress?
Yes, the body adapts, so it's good to keep it challenged with variety. Have you ever taken a fitness vacation where the primary focus is on health and wellness?
Not yet, but a wellness retreat in the mountains sounds amazing. What's your opinion on fitness challenges that involve a complete lifestyle overhaul, like a 90-day transformation?
They can be effective, but sustainability is key. Small, consistent changes often lead to lasting results. Do you have a favorite type of workout music that pumps you up?
I love high-energy pop and hip-hop tracks. They keep me motivated. How do you deal with workout-related injuries, and do you think rest is crucial for recovery?
Rest is essential. I listen to my body and seek professional advice if needed. Have you ever tried a workout class that combines fitness with a social aspect, like a dance party workout?
Yes, they're so much fun. Dancing with friends is a great way to stay active. How do you handle vacations or travel when it comes to maintaining your fitness routine?
I try to incorporate activities like hiking or swimming, and I do bodyweight workouts in the hotel room. Do you have a favorite fitness-related memory or achievement that stands out for you?
Completing a half marathon was a major achievement for me. It was tough but incredibly rewarding. How do you stay positive and motivated when you're not seeing immediate results in your fitness journey?
I focus on the process and celebrate small victories along the way. Patience is key. Have you ever participated in a fitness challenge with friends, like a weight loss challenge?
Yes, we did a friendly competition once. It added a fun element to our fitness journey. What's your opinion on the role of genetics in fitness and body composition?
Genetics play a role, but consistent effort and healthy habits can make a significant difference. How do you manage your energy levels throughout the day to ensure you're ready for your workouts?
I prioritize getting enough sleep and fueling my body with nutritious meals. Do you think it's important to consult with a nutritionist or dietitian for personalized dietary advice?
It can be beneficial, especially if you have specific health or fitness goals. Have you ever tried a fitness app that incorporates virtual reality for a more immersive experience?
Not yet, but it sounds intriguing. Virtual reality could add a new dimension to workouts. What's your opinion on the impact of stress on physical health and fitness progress?
Stress can hinder progress, so I make an effort to manage it through exercise and relaxation techniques. Do you prefer short, intense workouts or longer, moderate intensity sessions?
I like a mix, but short and intense sessions fit well into my schedule. How do you stay consistent with your fitness routine when life gets busy or stressful?
I prioritize self-care and recognize that exercise is essential for my overall well-being. Do you think it's important to have a variety of workout routines to keep things interesting?
Absolutely. It prevents boredom and challenges different muscle groups. What's your go-to healthy snack when you're feeling peckish between meals?
Hey Emma, I was wondering, how do people in your hometown celebrate birthdays?
Oh, in New York, it's quite common for friends to throw surprise parties. It can be a big deal.
That sounds exciting. In Texas, we often have barbecue gatherings. How's it done in your culture?
Interesting. We have a diverse food culture in New York, so it could be anything from a fancy dinner to a food festival.
Speaking of food, do you have a favorite traditional dish that you miss from your hometown?
Absolutely, I miss New York-style pizza. It's just not the same anywhere else.
Please like and subscribe our channel. It will help us to grow.
Pizza is a universal love. In Texas, barbecue is a staple. Have you tried it?
I have, and I must say, the barbecue in Texas is something else. It's quite different from what we have in New York.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Moving on, how about family dynamics? In Texas, family gatherings are huge.
Family is essential in New York too, but our gatherings might not be as big. It's more about close-knit moments.
How about in your culture? Interesting. Let's talk about greetings. In Texas, a firm handshake is common. What about in New York?
Handshakes are common, but in more casual settings, people often opt for a friendly hug or even just a wave.
Hugs are nice. How about punctuality? In Texas, being a bit late is somewhat acceptable. Is it the same in New York?
Oh no, in New York, people are usually punctual. Time is a precious commodity here.
Got it. Moving on to holidays, what's the most celebrated holiday in New York?
Christmas is huge, and so is Thanksgiving. The city transforms into a festive wonderland.
That sounds magical. In Texas, we take rodeos seriously. Have you ever been to a rodeo?
No, I haven't. That's unique to Texas, right? I'd love to experience it someday.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about personal space. In Texas, people are generally comfortable with more personal space. How about in New York?
New Yorkers are used to crowds, so personal space might be a bit limited, especially in public places.
Interesting contrast. How about languages? In Texas, English is the primary language. Are there multiple languages commonly spoken in New York?
Yes, absolutely. Besides English, you'll often hear Spanish, Chinese, and many more. It's a melting pot of languages.
Fascinating. What about transportation? In Texas, everyone has a car. Is it the same in New York?
Not really. Many people in New York rely on public transportation, and owning a car can be more of a hassle than a convenience.
Makes sense. Switching gears a bit, what's the stance on tipping in New York? Here in Texas, it's customary to tip in restaurants.
Tipping is standard in New York as well, especially in restaurants. It's considered a part of the service culture.
Good to know. Now, let's talk about education. In Texas, football is a big part of the school culture. How about in New York?
While football is popular, New York has a strong emphasis on arts and culture in schools. Broadway shows are a big thing.
That's cool. Moving on to clothing, how would you describe the fashion scene in New York compared to Texas?
New York is more fashion-forward and diverse. You'll see a wide range of styles on the streets, whereas Texas tends to be more laid back.
Got it. Now, let's talk about socializing. In Texas, it's common for neighbors to be close friends. How about in New York?
It varies, but in some neighborhoods, people are like a big family. In others, it's a bit more reserved.
Interesting dynamics. How about weekend activities? In Texas, outdoor activities are popular. What do people in New York usually do?
Many New Yorkers enjoy exploring art galleries, attending Broadway shows, or simply strolling through Central Park. It's a different vibe.
Sounds like a vibrant weekend. Let's talk about work culture. In Texas, a friendly and casual work environment is common. How about in New York?
New York can be fast-paced and competitive, but it depends on the industry. Tech companies might be more casual than finance, for example.
Good to know. Now, how about sports? In Texas, football is a big deal. What's the sports scene like in New York?
New York is home to many sports teams. Baseball, basketball, and football have huge followings. It's diverse, much like the city itself.
Exciting. Let's talk about housing. In Texas, it's common to have spacious homes. How does it compare in New York?
Space is a luxury in New York City. Apartments tend to be smaller, and it's not unusual for people to live in cozy spaces.
Compact living, got it. Now, how about dating? Is there a distinct dating culture in New York?
New York is known for its diverse dating scene. There's a wide range of activities, from rooftop bars to cultural events.
Sounds fun. Let's touch on technology. In Texas, everyone seems to have the latest gadgets. Is it the same in New York?
Yes, New Yorkers are tech-savvy. You'll see people with the latest gadgets, and free Wi-Fi is almost a necessity in public spaces.
Interesting. Moving on, how about festivals? In Texas, we have the State Fair. Are there any must-attend festivals in New York?
Absolutely. The New York Film Festival and the Tribeca Film Festival are big, attracting people from all over.
Film festivals sound amazing. let's talk about shopping. In Texas, malls are popular. How about in New York?
New York is a shopping paradise. From high-end stores on Fifth Avenue to quirky boutiques in Brooklyn, there's something for everyone.
Variety is key. Now, about communication styles. In Texas, people are generally open and friendly. Is it the same in New York?
New Yorkers can be direct, which some might perceive as a bit abrupt, but it's more about efficiency than unfriendliness.
Got it. Moving on to music, in Texas, country music is a big part of the culture. What about in New York?
New York has a thriving music scene, from hip-hop in the Bronx to indie rock in Brooklyn. It's incredibly diverse.
Diversity in music, just like in everything else. How about public spaces? In Texas, parks and open spaces are common. What's it like in New York?
Central Park is a gem, but we also have various smaller parks. Public spaces are essential for New Yorkers to relax and unwind.
Parks are always a good escape. Now, let's talk about entrepreneurship. In Texas, there's a strong culture of entrepreneurship. How about in New York?
New York is a hub for startups and entrepreneurs. The city's energy fosters innovation and creativity.
That's inspiring. Let's switch gears a bit. How about the role of religion? In Texas, religion often plays a significant role in people's lives. Is it the same in New York?
New York is diverse in every aspect, including religion. While some people are deeply religious, many embrace a more secular lifestyle.
Interesting dynamics. Now, about art. In Texas, we have a rich history of cowboy art. What's the art scene like in New York?
New York is a global art capital. The city hosts countless galleries and museums, showcasing everything from classic to contemporary art.
A haven for art lovers. Let's talk about diversity. In Texas, we have a mix of cultures. How does New York embrace diversity?
New York is a melting pot. You'll find people from every corner of the world, and that diversity is celebrated in every aspect of life.
Sounds wonderful. Now, let's touch on transportation again. In Texas, having a car is almost a necessity. How about in New York?
Many New Yorkers rely on public transportation, like the subway or buses. It's a fast and efficient way to get around the city.
Efficient indeed. Now, about social media. In Texas, everyone seems to be on platforms like Instagram and Facebook. Is it the same in New York?
Yes, social media is a big part of life in New York. It's a way to stay connected in a city that's always moving.
Makes sense. Now, let's talk about the work week. In Texas, a typical work week is Monday to Friday. Is it the same in New York?
Yes, the Monday to Friday workweek is standard in New York as well, although the hours can be quite long in some industries.
Long hours indeed. How about fashion trends? In Texas, cowboy boots are a staple. What about in New York?
New York sets global fashion trends. People here are known for their style, and you'll see a mix of high fashion and street style.
Trendsetters, for sure. Now, let's talk about social issues. In Texas, topics like gun control can be sensitive. How about in New York?
New Yorkers are often vocal about social issues. Topics like climate change, equality, and healthcare are frequently discussed.
Advocacy is important. How about the role of government? In Texas, there's a strong emphasis on state rights. Is it the same in New York?
New York has a unique relationship with the federal government, given its status as a global financial hub. State and local issues are crucial.
Interesting dynamics. Now, let's talk about entertainment. In Texas, country music concerts are a big draw. What about in New York?
Concerts in New York are diverse, covering everything from classical music at Carnegie Hall to indie bands in Brooklyn's music venues.
Diversity in entertainment, too. Let's discuss community events. In Texas, there are often community fairs. How about in New York?
Community events in New York range from street fairs to cultural festivals. There's always something happening in different neighborhoods.
Vibrant communities indeed. How about the cost of living? In Texas, it's generally lower than in many other states. How does it compare in New York?
The cost of living in New York is high, especially in Manhattan. Rent, groceries, and other expenses can add up quickly.
It's a trade-off for the city experience. Now, let's talk about traditions. In Texas, rodeos are a traditional event. What about in New York?
New York has traditions like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and the Times Square Ball Drop on New Year's Eve. They're iconic events.
Iconic indeed. Now, about cultural symbols. In Texas, the Lone Star is a significant symbol. Is there a similar symbol for New York?
The Statue of Liberty is a powerful symbol for New York and the United States. It represents freedom and democracy.
A symbol with deep meaning. Let's talk about green spaces. In Texas, we have vast open landscapes. How about in New York?
Central Park is a green oasis in the middle of the city, but we also have smaller parks and gardens scattered throughout the boroughs.
Nature in the midst of the urban jungle. Now, about business attire. In Texas, business casual is common. How about in New York?
New York is more formal in business attire, especially in finance and law. A well-tailored suit is often the norm.
Professionalism is key. How about coffee culture? In Texas, we love our coffee, especially in the morning. Is it the same in New York?
Absolutely. New Yorkers are known for their coffee culture. Grabbing a cup on the way to work is almost a ritual.
A shared love for coffee. Let's talk about parks again. In Texas, parks are often used for picnics and barbecues. How about in New York?
Central Park is a popular spot for picnics, and you'll see people enjoying outdoor activities in parks across the city.
Parks as a hub for recreation. Now, about social norms. In Texas, holding the door open for others is a common courtesy. Is it the same in New York?
Yes, politeness is appreciated in New York as well. Small gestures like holding the door or saying thank you go a long way.
Hey Emma, have you ever traveled to a different country and experienced cultural differences?
Yes, I have, Smith. Last summer, I visited Tokyo, Japan. It was quite an eye-opener.
That sounds fascinating. What cultural aspect stood out to you the most in Japan?
The concept of wa or harmony was prevalent. People were incredibly polite, and there was this seamless blend of tradition and modernity.
Interesting. Speaking of traditions, do you think cultural differences play a role in how people celebrate holidays?
Absolutely, Smith. For instance, in the United States, Thanksgiving is a big deal, whereas in Japan, it's not celebrated.
Makes sense. How about daily life? Did you notice any differences in how people go about their day?
Definitely. In Tokyo, the pace of life is fast, but there's also this emphasis on precision and attention to detail in everything.
That's intriguing. Did you face any challenges in adapting to these cultural nuances?
Well, at first, the bowing etiquette was a bit confusing, but I got the hang of it after a while.
Bowing sounds respectful. How about communication? Were there language barriers?
Yes, there were. While many people spoke English, some locals preferred Japanese. It taught me the importance of non-verbal communication.
Non-verbal cues are crucial. Did you find any similarities between Japanese and your home culture?
Surprisingly, yes. Family values and the importance of respecting elders were common threads, despite the outward differences.
That's heartening. Moving on, do you think cultural differences impact work environments as well?
Absolutely. In some cultures, hierarchy is more pronounced, while in others, there's a flatter organizational structure. It can affect decision-making processes.
Interesting point. Let's switch gears a bit. How about food? Did you try any unique dishes?
Oh, definitely. I had the chance to try sushi at a traditional restaurant. It was a whole different experience compared to sushi back home.
Sushi in Japan must be amazing. Did you participate in any local customs or rituals?
Yes, I attended a traditional tea ceremony. It was a serene and mindful experience, unlike anything I had ever done.
Sounds peaceful. Shifting back to daily life, did you observe any cultural differences in how people commute or use public transportation?
Absolutely. In Tokyo, the trains are punctual to the second, and there's this unspoken rule of silence in crowded places.
Fascinating. Did you find any cultural differences in the concept of personal space?
Oh, yes. Personal space is valued differently. In crowded places, people in Japan are comfortable with closer proximity than in some Western cultures.
Personal space is an interesting aspect. Speaking of which, did you notice any gender-related cultural differences?
Definitely. Gender roles are more defined in some cultures. In Japan, there's a traditional expectation of roles in society.
Interesting observation. Let's talk about celebrations. How are birthdays celebrated in Japan compared to your home country?
Birthdays are more low-key in Japan, often celebrated with family. It's not as extravagant as some Western birthday celebrations.
That's different. How about the concept of time? Did you notice any cultural attitudes toward punctuality?
Absolutely. In Japan, being on time is crucial. It reflects respect for others and is deeply ingrained in their culture.
Punctuality is key. Did you come across any cultural taboos that you had to be cautious about?
Yes, discussing personal matters too directly can be considered impolite. It's important to navigate conversations with sensitivity.
Good to know. Did you find any cultural differences in the education system if you had a chance to explore that?
While I didn't directly experience it, I learned that the education system in Japan places a strong emphasis on discipline and group harmony.
Discipline is crucial. How about the role of religion in daily life? Did you observe any differences in attitudes towards spirituality?
In Japan, Shinto and Buddhism coexist peacefully. There's a respect for tradition, but it's not always a central part of daily life for everyone.
Harmony between religions is a positive aspect. Let's talk about social gatherings. Did you notice any cultural nuances in how people socialize?
Yes, socializing often involves group activities. Karaoke is popular, and it's a great way to bond with colleagues and friends.
Karaoke sounds fun. How about fashion? Did you find any cultural differences in clothing styles?
Absolutely. In Tokyo, fashion is diverse and can range from traditional kimono to cutting-edge streetwear. It's a vibrant mix.
Fashion diversity is intriguing. Did you have any preconceived notions about Japanese culture that were challenged during your visit?
I did. I thought the culture might be more reserved, but I found a wonderful balance between tradition and modernity, and people were incredibly welcoming.
It's great when stereotypes are dispelled. Let's talk about art. Did you explore any traditional or contemporary art forms during your visit?
Yes, I visited the Tokyo National Museum, which showcased a rich tapestry of traditional art, and I also explored contemporary art districts.
Exploring museums must have been enlightening. How about humor? Did you notice any cultural differences in what people find funny?
Absolutely. Humor is subjective, and cultural nuances play a big role. I found that some jokes didn't always translate well.
Humor can be tricky across cultures. Did you have any language mishaps that led to humorous situations?
Oh, definitely. I once confused similar sounding words, leading to a few laughs. It's all part of the learning experience.
Language mishaps can be amusing. Did you find any cultural differences in the way people express emotions?
Yes, there's often a reserved demeanor in public, but it doesn't mean people aren't expressive. It's just conveyed differently, with subtlety.
Subtle expressions are interesting. How about technology? Did you notice any cultural differences in how people use or interact with technology?
Japan is technologically advanced, but there's also a deep appreciation for traditional craftsmanship. It's a unique blend of old and new.
That balance is intriguing. Moving to social issues, did you learn about any cultural approaches to social problems or community welfare?
In Japan, there's a strong sense of community responsibility. People are encouraged to think beyond themselves and contribute to the greater good.
Community responsibility is a commendable value. Let's talk about family dynamics. Did you notice any cultural differences in how families interact?
Families in Japan are close-knit, and there's a strong emphasis on filial piety. Respect for elders is deeply ingrained in family dynamics.
Respect for elders is crucial. How about sports? Did you attend any sports events, and did you notice cultural differences in the way sports are enjoyed?
I attended a sumo wrestling match, and it was a spectacle. Sports in Japan are not just about competition, they're a cultural experience.
Sumo wrestling must have been exciting. Did you find any cultural differences in the concept of personal responsibility?
Yes, personal responsibility is highly valued. People take pride in their work, and there's a sense of accountability for one's actions.
Accountability is important. Let's talk about the role of the elderly in society. Did you observe any cultural differences in how older people are treated?
Older individuals are highly respected in Japan. There's a cultural norm of taking care of the elderly, and many families live together across generations.
That intergenerational living is a beautiful aspect. Did you have the chance to attend any cultural festivals, and if so, how were they different from what you're used to?
Yes, I attended the Gion Matsuri in Kyoto. The traditional costumes, music, and rituals were unlike anything I'd experienced back home.
Traditional festivals sound amazing. Did you find any cultural differences in how people approach problem solving or decision making?
Decision-making often involves consensus in Japan, with a focus on group harmony. It's a contrast to more individualistic approaches in some Western cultures.
Group harmony is a unique approach. How about environmental awareness? Did you notice any cultural differences in how people engage with environmental issues?
Recycling is taken very seriously in Japan. There's a strong awareness of environmental conservation, and people actively participate in sustainable practices.
Environmental consciousness is commendable. Did you encounter any cultural superstitions or beliefs that intrigued you?
I learned about the significance of certain numbers in Japan. For example, the number 4 is considered unlucky because it sounds similar to the word for death.
Numerical superstitions are interesting. Did you notice any cultural differences in how people express gratitude or show appreciation?
Gratitude is often expressed through gestures rather than words. For example, a bow or a small gift can convey appreciation more deeply than verbal thanks.
Gestures carry a lot of meaning. How about education on cultural differences? Do you think there's an awareness and education about different cultures in Japan?
There's an increasing awareness, especially in urban areas. Many schools and organizations promote cultural understanding to foster a global perspective.
Global perspectives are valuable. Did you find any cultural differences in the concept of personal success or achievement?
Success is often seen as a collective achievement in Japan, with an emphasis on contributing to the success of the group or company.
Collective success is an interesting perspective. Let's talk about public spaces. Did you notice any cultural differences in how people behave in public places like parks or cafes?
In public spaces, there's a sense of order and cleanliness. People are mindful of others, and there's a collective effort to maintain a pleasant environment.
Orderliness in public spaces is important. Did you encounter any cultural differences in how people view and approach mental health?
Mental health is becoming more openly discussed in Japan, but there's still a cultural tendency to value stoicism and resilience in the face of challenges.
Open discussions about mental health are essential. How about the role of spirituality in everyday life? Did you notice any cultural differences in spiritual practices?
Spiritual practices are diverse, with a mix of Shinto and Buddhist traditions. It's not always overt, but there's a subtle undercurrent of spirituality in daily life.
A subtle spiritual undercurrent is intriguing. Let's talk about technology and its impact on social interactions. Did you observe any cultural differences in how people use smartphones or social media?
While technology is prevalent, there's also a sense of balance. People use smartphones respectfully in public spaces, and there's less emphasis on constant connectivity.
Balancing technology is crucial. How about the concept of beauty? Did you notice any cultural differences in what is considered beautiful or attractive?
Beauty standards can vary, but there's often an appreciation for simplicity and natural elegance in Japan, reflected in fashion and aesthetics.
Appreciation for simplicity is lovely. Did you find any cultural differences in the role of elders in passing down traditions or knowledge to the younger generation?
Elders play a crucial role in passing down cultural traditions and knowledge. There's a strong sense of continuity and preserving heritage.
Preserving heritage is important. Let's talk about family celebrations. Did you notice any cultural differences in how weddings or other family events are celebrated?
Weddings, for example, often involve elaborate ceremonies and rituals. The emphasis is not just on the couple but on the union of two families.
Family unity is a beautiful aspect. How about the role of art in daily life? Did you observe any cultural differences in how people engage with and appreciate art?
Art is often intertwined with daily life, from traditional crafts to contemporary exhibits. There's a deep appreciation for aesthetics and creativity.
Appreciating art in daily life is enriching. Did you come across any cultural differences in how people approach healthcare or well-being?
Healthcare is highly advanced, and there's a cultural emphasis on preventive care. Practices like traditional Japanese baths contribute to overall well-being.
Preventive care is a valuable approach. How about the concept of privacy? Did you notice any cultural differences in how people value and protect their privacy?
Privacy is important, but there's also a sense of communal living. It's a delicate balance between personal space and community interconnectedness.